Hello, welcome back to Daily Drill Series. So this one is a little bit different. This one I'm going to be doing ChipEV 7 Max anti-ranges based on what is the old coin poker model, very similar ranges. The anti-model's slightly changed in how much anti you actually give. I think it went from 0.1 to like BB to something like 0.16, which obviously would mean you should be even wider. But I wanted to drill the anti-ranges because there's been a promotion on coin with the 100% reg back, and what that has meant is you should be kind of playing chip EV ranges or close to chip EV ranges, depending on how you feel you play post flop. Obviously, you wouldn't want to play certain hands if you're not very good at playing those type of hands, but sort of like generally, you should be defending much wider. And subsequently, I wanted to do this drill because it's something that I think everyone gets wrong, including myself, versus various sizes about what hands you should play. So we're just going to drill. So we're going to start doing any size 2.2x to 3x. We're just going to be BB any RFI size, any opponent. So button with 200 deep. I have made it deep stacked as well, just if there's any differences. First of all, you notice when deep there are we've picked like this huge sizing. Now a lot of people will not play sizes as big as this for free bets, like generally. I would say this hand is going to be a pure call. Like generally when we are picking free bet bluffs from the big blind, I think they're just going to come in like, you're going to probably cut out this part of the range a lot more against this specific size. Let's focus more on like maybe like ace x suited, offsuit ace x, king x suited, those kind of hands. So yeah, it's quite interesting. You can always start to examine the range, but yeah, and here's how I'm wrong. It's like already I'm completely wrong. It's actually a very high frequency raise, and there's actually a bunch of different hands in here that I didn't think would be in here. So obviously you got the ones you would expect to be in here, the premium parts. But like look at how much flattening you do against the size and deep. Ace jack, ace 10, ace queen off, basically pure. King, queen, you know, all these hands are just very mixed, but then you have some. And then like even tens is just like not doing it very often. Then you have just some like random bluffs. Ace 4 off, king 5 off. You know, you could simplify this range a lot. And then there's bluffs coming from this region of the range, 10-8 and 7-6. It's just like, it's kind of crazy where the bluffs come from. A lot of people play more linear or just smaller size or just play the same size strategy as 100 BB. I don't think there's like massive EV loss realistically, because people don't really know what range you're playing, therefore they don't adapt their ranges. But you know, it just shows you. Here you go. Now we're playing 3x open. 3x opens. I think this is 3x is one of these. I'm going to call this hand, but it's one of these spots where I don't think people free bet enough against 3x. I mean, people can look at the data and be shown. I think this hand's just like almost always a call. Let's compare it to this solution. 10%, so like it's basically the same as a button RFI when you face 3x. In fact, if we compare this, like there's 12%, so it just starts through it more, but like you notice the hand types haven't changed a huge amount, but like now we're just adding more and more hands in. But this is when we're deep. 100 BB or chip EV, sorry, 100 BB, 15%. Still defending very wide in chip EV ranges, but like just way more free betting. It also kind of tells you how the game sort of changes over time. Makes sense. Okay, 3x, low jack, queen 9 off. We're still not going to be defending this hand. I'm not going to go that wide. But like one of the tips I'd give to people learning pre-flop is if you get a hand, I sort of semi-categorize hands, and if you get hands like you face the 3x open, right? What you should be doing is like you should be categorizing what is my worst of this hand type. So when you have queen 9 off, you're gonna think what is my worst offsuit queen x that defends. That's how I learned. So if I got 10-4 off, I'd be like, well, what's my worst, you know, offsuit 10x that defends? If I got 10-4 suited, what's my worst suited 10x? Yeah, like different types of hand types. Obviously, like queen 10 off is the answer here. King 9 off. More interesting again. Chip EV ranges. I didn't actually look. What is my worst king X offsuit that defends to 2.5x? It's in ChipEV ranges. It's gotta be this. It's gotta be the worst. I'm guessing it is because it's 2.5x. 2x, I'm guessing we go pretty wide. Yeah, I think that's like is a very useful way to train. So we're just gonna go through quick. So like under the gun 2.25x, I could see this sometimes free betting, but I'm gonna click the call button. I think the worst against stuff 2.25x, I think like we're actually only gonna fold like ace deuce off, ace 3 off, and ace 6 off. But yeah, let's see if I'm right. Ace 6 off, ace deuce, ace 3, I was right, perfect. Trying to use logic. Okay, so we're going to defend every single suited ace-x. Would we free bet this hand 2x? I don't think so. Probably like the more ones that play more around the wheel. So we'll just hit the call button. Yeah, so the only question here is like, what ace-x suited hands are we free betting? And you can see actually I would have probably free bet these at a frequency, and you can see just ace 5. It's the same part of range, suited connectors, obviously your premium parts, a few little like offsuit junk, and then just like these queen 9, jack 8, 10 7s. These seem to make like the best free bets because they they can make good hands deep, even if they're suited. So connected, they can like make two pairs straights, blah blah blah, which is going to be pretty helpful deep when they call in with like a decent range. Speaking of when you do your user size, they're still meant to defend super wide. I wonder how wide people actually defend. Next hand. So queen jack offsuit. I'd say I don't think this is getting to the free betting range. It's under the gun. I think versus later position it would, but defending worst offsuit well, we already know from having looked at this earlier. There's gonna be probably queen 7 off. But yeah. Let's see if we're right. It is queen 7 is indifferent. Ace 10. I think I have I just have random hands. It could be anything. So we have ace 10 offsuit here. Obviously defend, sometimes a free bet. I'll just click the call button. 150 deep. We already know we're going to defend. Under the gun we were only folding like ace deuce, ace 3. I think against hijack, I think we're going to defend everything on ChipEV ranges. Maybe not ace deuce, but beyond that, everything. Okay, even ace deuce. So maybe I was thinking ace deuce could be mixed, but everything else would defend. So yeah, we're already kind of learning how it works. 9-7 off, we're calling this verse under gun, so for sure we're going to call this versus cut off. I think we're going to defend 9-6 off here. I don't think we're going to go as low as 9-5 off, but that remains to be seen. Maybe. I definitely think we'll defend 9-6 off here. Yep. Pocket freeze. Now we've got blind view blind. ChipEV, no ante. Wait, is this the ante? No, it's just ChipEV, I think. Okay, so we have pocket freeze here. Blind v blind, 3x sizing scheme, so not the bigger sizing scheme. Obviously defend, obviously every pocket better is going to defend. No free betting, it's pretty self-explanatory this one. 7-3 suited. Again, I think we're defending every suited hand in ChipEV, whereas normally before this kind of hand would be a defend, I think, but it would be like close. A6 first. BB we already know, we're never folding this, obviously. I don't think we're going to free bet this. I'm wondering now that we're against the button whether we're obviously like We'd free bet a little bit more, but we're not going to free bet this one. Yeah, and it doesn't really change too much. I mean, similar solo hands are doing it. You get a little less of this stuff now. You know, a little bit more of this stuff. Just certain hand types just appear. Yeah, now we've got the Jack 6 off. Definitely not continuing this. I'm thinking this is going to be Jack against 2.5x. It's going to be Jack 9 off plus under the gun, and Jack 8 off is a fold too. Let's see if we're right. Ah, Jack 9 off is a fold. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. When do we start calling it? Okay, mixes on the low jack. Ah, Jack 5 offsuit cutoff. Now we are a bit deeper. This is actually sort of interesting because we were seeing against even the 2x how wide we were defending against some of the guns. So against cutoff, I feel like you would even call this hand. Maybe because we're deeper, we might not, but I would imagine this is definitely going to be the bottom, I think. Because we're deeper. 100, I reckon we'll even go down to Jack 4 off. But 150, I reckon this is the bottom. But yeah, let's have a look. Okay, Jack 4 off is mixing. Okay. Interesting. King 9 off, we're defending, even deep. Surely, even though we're pretty deep. We saw that like King 5 offs and King 6 offs were like free bet candidates, so I'm gonna guess we would call this one, but like we're gonna definitely go down to like at least King 5 offsuit, King 4 offsuit, I reckon. Ten 3 suited, I think we're just defending every suited hand here. So this is the previous one. Yep, even King 3 offsuit is doing it. We're not actually free betting King 5 or King 6 though. It's like against some of the early position. We have to have much tighter range. 10-8 off, 2.25x. Again, we're defending for sure. 2x, we're probably going to go very wide. 2.25x, I think 10-7 off, probably the bottom. Which it is. King Deuce offsuit 2.5x, button, ChipEV 2.5x. You know, the pot odds just, 24.2. Get worse pot odds, obviously. Equity realization is really bad with his hands. So you can see, like, with the small sizes, you get like 19-18%, which is something you should pay attention to. That 5% extra equity is big, plus equity realization is also a factor. Yeah, I mean, we fold this. What is the worst we defend? Well, I think on ChipEV ranges, it's going to be King 4 offsuit. Like, in King 5 offsuit, and they're going to be mixing, I think, maybe only 3 bet or fold. But yeah, oh, it's indifferent, okay. Oh, yeah, it's crazy how... It's, like, crazy, actually, how much you need to defend. Like, I thought, like, it would do these two, and King 4 off would be just either a 3 bet or a fold, and this would be, like, mixing, cool, and 3 bet, which it is, and these would just be pure folds. But, like, even King Deuce off is indifferent. They're kind of crazy, and this is because they raised 53% of their range. It's just crazy, like how tight you should be. It's not something I really want to like commit to learning, because this promotion ends, so you don't have to think about it again. But it's just kind of crazy how much people fold these bets. 3x, obviously we're folding. I don't think we would do anything. I think we would have like King 9 off here. As the bottom possible, and like I think we would start free betting King 10 off and King Jack, maybe, or even maybe even some King 9. I could be wrong, but 3x is one of the ones where it's like, actually no, that feels way too loose. But like 3x is the size where just I think people get wrong a lot because they should be free betting way more than they do. Yeah. 2.5x from the low jack ChipEV. I think this is one where you defend in ChipEV and you'd fold if it wasn't ChipEV. Obviously calling. That would be my guess. Yeah, so it is king 9 off, and yeah, we are free betting these hands sometimes. And this one, I just need to check if my logic is correct. Like, yeah. I mean, there are some suited hands we are starting to fold now. But I'm just wondering, you know, if it's just, even if it's just NL 500 rake and just 2.5x general, whatever. Are we folding this hand? It starts becoming different on NL 500 rake, and then 200 is going to fold. Although, welcome to the new GG. So, 4 deuce offsuit, button open, ChipEV ranges this hand. I think we're still calling it. Kind of crazy. I think we're still calling it. Yep. Jack 7 obviously we know this is actually mixing free bet sometimes, or is that more when we're deeper or more against late position? Let's hit the call button. It's just like when you don't know, it's just safer to call. If something's like a 10% free bet or whatever, 20% free bet, I think it's just safer to call, and then just like the ones that you could focus on, like the ones that are like a bit more obvious. You know, like 6-5 suited. 3x, we just fold this. I don't think we would defend 5-4 offsuit against 3x. ChipEV, would we? I think ChipEV we would defend 5-4 offsuit, but not in any other scenario. Yeah, we do. 8-5. Yeah, ChipEV. This is normally a fold. I wonder if you expand this in ChipEV as a call. I'm gonna click the fold button, but I could be just completely wrong. Yeah, so 8-6 off would be the bottom. ChipEV. I know these ranges like pretty well, like without ChipEV and like 500 rake, but yeah, it's still 8-5 off. Like 8-6 off is like a fold or indifferent, but like yeah, this hand is yeah, any suited hand. Let's do a few more 5s. Win defend. I don't think we free bet this hand ever. Every pocket pair is defending. Queen 10, like ChipEV range, this is the bottom for sure. Don't think we free bet this range ever. Yeah, it's actually indifferent. I was going to say in rake structures, you just pure fold in raked games against 3x. Queen 5 off, 2.5x, we're just folding. It's got to be Queen 8 offsuit as the bottom here. Yep. And yeah, let's do the last one. 9-8. Under the gun, this is defend. Pure. Even if 2.25x. 9-7 off is probably the bottom, which is mixing, is my guess. Against 2.5x. Yeah, that would be the last hand of the session. So I hope people like kind of get an idea of like how wide you have to be. Oh, look how right I am. In ChipEV ranges versus raked ranges. But yeah, don't take it with a pinch of salt. Obviously, you're gonna have to be able to play the spot post flop. So if I just create a sim on just a random board. If it's just picked one randomly, Queen A3, and like you gotta be able to play the spot, you know. And like you're gonna have to get used to. You're gonna have to check fold a lot. Like that's just how it is. You just play pretty normally. You defend a crap hand. You miss a lot of the time. But you're playing for the times where you defend something like 8-6 offsuit on, you know, here you're playing for the times. You will get a flop like this, and then you might have an opportunity to bluff raise or just call. But I don't know. That's just sort of how it works. But I think if you're sort of more passive player, you probably do better defending slightly tighter, because if you're a little bit too passive, you might not play the hands in the way where they generate EV the best with aggression, which is why sometimes you see hands played in theory that are supposed to be profitable, but like you play them for hundreds and hundreds of hands and you don't make money with them, and you're like, why haven't I made money? It's because you're supposed to donk them or check raise them in a lot more than you actually do in reality. And also people's ranges are different. Anyway, I hope that's an enjoyable video. I will catch people next time. Peace out.